Hey, this is Notser, and we're going to be talking about the Missouri. Why the Missouri, Notser? Well, 7.2, the Missouri was removed from the tech tree, and obviously the Musashi is the replacement, the free XP ship. About that time, it was suggested that the accuracy of the Missouri had been nerfed or bugged. Obviously, a bug is a bug. Just like the overpin change that accidentally was introduced in 7.2, where you could get into the Citadel, the British or the Germans, right? That's a bug. Unintended consequence. You've got the FPS issue that was ultimately fixed, and that's great. But just like every other issue that might be public or social media driven, there's people who love to suggest that, oh, the company's completely evil, and all they want to do is take your money. Well, you don't take money when you lose customers. And you would absolutely lose me as a customer if what was suggested by some would be true. Let's assume, because it's ridiculous, that they would never openly reduce the power of a product that they sold, Wargaming in this instance. Okay, well, is it a bug? That's the next question. Can it be verified? Ah, that's a good comment, because Wargaming did indeed try and verify every little detail about the Missouri to see if something was introduced in the patch. So the original question posed to Wargaming, has there been any word on the Missouri dispersion issue? You'll notice they reply in English and in Russian. And their answer was, we checked all the upgrades that reduce the dispersion of main battery. Aiming systems modification 0, aiming systems modification 1, artillery plotting room modification 2, and everything is working as intended. The circle does become smaller. And this is sort of the same way they answered the Citadel adjustment. There's not verifiable information. We just have to take them on their word that they could find it. And I'm sure some people could find fault with that, but when they're doing this on their own time because of an individual or multiple people just suggesting, it's obviously more work for them. I appreciate that they took the time to even take a look at it, and they do indeed answer a lot of questions that, you know, they could be as significant as something like the Missouri change, or they could be as insignificant as, you know what, I noticed that there was a pixel that was slightly off on this particular scene with the campaign or something like that, and they'll go and verify it. So I really appreciate how they handle World of Warships. I can't say the same with other products that they've done in the past, but I do get a sense that they really want to do the best they possibly can for the community for World of Warships. I really like the people they have, especially Sub Octavian. He's a great guy. I really like talking to him. It feels like he's definitely wants the best for the community and the game. He lives up to all of the nice things that I've seen him comment on in the past. So I'm really happy that they went and checked this out, obviously. I don't have any dog in this fight. All I can say is that it's really dangerous to share your opinion so openly on the internet. And this just goes for anything. So, you know what? People live and die on the words that some of us say, and maybe they shouldn't. Regardless, it has to be, you have to be very careful with what you say on the internet. And we all make mistakes. We all find something that, you know, oh, I feel like the water's bluer today. I can't verify that without doing color correction and comparing them. But yeah, it's just very, you gotta be very careful. And I wouldn't bring this up if it weren't for all the messages and the forum posts, and I read this stuff. I care about the game's success. I care about you enjoying my content. I just had to make sure to check this out and get more sources, right? I could easily post a game in the Missouri, me getting 200,000, 5 kills, and say, oh, Missouri's fine. But I do prefer when I get a comment from a Wargaming employee and they're able to verify this, so it's coming from the horse's mouth. So I think the Missouri's great. I think it's still the best battleship that you could buy, and just own tier for tier, regardless of premium or non-premium. I love her. She's great. I especially love that it's the Missouri. As an American, this is a very important ship to our history. And it's nice to see it having so much success. You know, there's something about a real ship being in a game that you can really excel with. I really like the Bismarck for that same reason. It's fun to pilot this and feel so powerful with your secondaries. And that's a really cool feeling. And I would hate for something like the Missouri to have this cloud of doubt when she doesn't deserve it. She performs very well. I do not regret a single free XP I spent on her. She has made back vast amount of credits. I've probably made like 100 million credits on this ship. It's wonderful. And that 100 million credits came in about 50 battles. So it's just a wonderful experience, and yeah, I'm glad that she's working just fine. So I'm happy about that. Now we can talk about the US cruisers because, oh boy. Please, Wargaming. I know people enjoy the Japanese destroyers. You can enjoy them. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to admit, outside of the Akizuki, the split did not live up to the Soviet destroyer split. You have to admit that. I'm not falling over myself to play all the new alternative line ships. They've been butchered or nerfed, or they didn't do anything to make me feel better playing them. I don't enjoy the experience of some of them. And I absolutely feel completely different about the Soviet DDs. The Soviet DDs, you know, they basically made a garbage. Tier 6 Ognivoy was garbage. Its turrets broke all the time into something I actually enjoy playing. Now, it does still only have 2 turrets with 4 total guns, so its DPM is pretty low compared to other in the same tier. However, it's better. And they introduced the defensive fire, so I can choose to use defensive fire on another class other than the Americans. Udaloy is the Udaloy. You know, it was a tier 9 and it moved to the tier 9 slot. Nothing really changed there. Grozovoy. You know, Grozovoy is interesting. It's different. I'm not very good at it, and I want to get better, but it's interesting and different. The U.S. cruisers, you got to live up. They got to launch. They have to be as exciting as the Des Moines is, in my opinion. Now, maybe the Des Moines is a little too powerful. I kind of feel like it's more that other cruisers are a little bit underpowered than the Des Moines and the Hindenburg. I don't think that those particular ships are wrong, or the Moskva. I just think that there are other, you know, tier 8s and tier 9s that don't live up to the tier for tier gameplay that the Des Moines does, and, you know, other tier 10 cruisers that are just really fun to play, right? And that is the whole point of the U.S. cruiser split Wargaming. It should be, we want to make people enjoy playing the other American cruisers. Clearly, a lot of people have the Des Moines if it's got such a high play rate. I don't really see a lot of American cruisers get played, though, other than the Des Moines, right? So hopefully that comes from it. They're definitely more receptive to feedback. I've already received some feedback on my T621 video, and I appreciate that. So, you know what? I'm here to make content that will help you, and I don't want to sugarcoat the good and the bad things that a company like Wargaming have or have not done. I want you to know exactly what I feel, and for Wargaming to know exactly how I feel and you feel based on the comments. They do read the comments. I know they do. They've said it as much, and I appreciate that. So I just want to improve anything that I've ever been a part of. And hopefully this answers any questions. If you still feel like, oh, they're just giving you bull, I mean, I guess they could, but there's a lot of people that I see make comments about this, and clearly they also read the same things. The difference is they don't comment on everything. They're just there in the shadows waiting to reply. So I hope everyone is feeling excited I certainly am for the Community Contributor Summit. That's going to generate some new information for all of you. And I don't even know what's going to happen. So you're like, whoa, what? Tell us. I don't know. All I know is that they have said, quote, be prepared. You will be extremely busy for the days you're here. And I'm going, oh, God. I don't need this. I need to relax. I need to chill out. I make videos every day. I'm teasing, but it'll be fun. Hopefully we'll get new information. Hopefully the U.S. cruisers will be available soon. TM, I don't think that the U.S. cruisers will be releasing right when the CC summit happens. I just don't think they're going to do that. That would be kind of silly. And obviously 7.3 is going to have the April Fool's event. That has to happen any day now. So there kind of might be a little bit of a lull between the April Fool's event and the U.S. cruisers being shown off to you publicly. And that's a little unfortunate, but you know what? We'll see. Maybe they'll get it in time, you know, the week before, and we'll be able to share it, and it'll be awesome, right? Maybe that'll happen. Who knows? All I know is I really appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.